Hey everyone, it's Jonathan, and I just wanted to jump on here between episodes to let you know that I'm going to have to take a bit of time off to catch myself up because I just started a full-time job, finally, in what I went to school for. I finished school in 2017, which is actually the year I started my YouTube channel, less than 2 weeks after graduation. So it's been a while, and then I finished my internship with Rachel Wagner to officially finish in 2020. But in all that time, I never stopped looking for a full-time job, until the end of last month when I finally got a job offer. This week I started a full-time marketing position for a utilities company right in the town I grew up in, which is kind of funny because I've been applying in cities all around me from Omaha, Nebraska to Des Moines, Iowa, and I ended up getting hired right in my own hometown. I suppose there's some kind of lesson there, but I don't feel like thinking too deeply into that at the moment. I'm just grateful to finally have a job in what I went to school for. My degree was not for naught. Unfortunately, this means I will have to cut down on content here, at least for a little while, until I get a feel for how much I can handle between my full-time job and my full-time hobby. I might have to switch to a slightly more sporadic schedule. I'm uploading this same update to every platform, so we'll quickly go over what this means for every show, even if it's not the one you're currently listening to or watching. On my main YouTube channel this summer I've been doing Wonderland Wednesday, just like in the early days of my YouTube channel, and I've actually been able to keep up a pretty consistent schedule every Wednesday until this week, and I'm for sure taking this week off, probably next, while I work to finish editing my mini-series with Nikki from Trivial Theater. That will be a 4-part series, and I want it to air consecutively, and while I had almost the whole series almost ready to go, I decided to upload my drafts to YouTube just to check on the copyright status, but they all were immediately claimed, so I kind of have to start over on those if I want them to be more than just podcast excerpts. Which technically they are, but since I'm using them as Wonderland Wednesday episodes, I did want them to be more fully produced than my regular podcast episodes, which is why they are now getting claimed. Anyway, once I finish that miniseries, those episodes were planned to also eventually be an episode of Every Version Ever, but since it's going to take me longer to produce content, I may just use them as podcast episodes individually as well, without waiting to the end and combining them into one long one, like I did for the miniseries I just finished. I may combine the first two since they're shorter. We'll see what happens. I make no promises yet. I'm going to play everything by ear for the time being. So of course, Every Version Ever is going to have a break as well. I do have some other episodes that will happen sometime around the release of the miniseries I'm currently working on for Wonderland Wednesday. So there's not going to be like a massive gap on either side of that release, but I will probably end up taking a week off here and there as well, because I just don't know what my schedule is going to look like, and I'd like to try to hold on to at least a small shred of my sanity. Right now, the only show that's not going to be too adversely affected is my iHeart Movies podcast, which, to be fair, I have already cut back onto around 2 episodes a month due to expanding Every Version Ever to a weekly schedule and then adding Wonderland Wednesday for the summer. The copyright debacle did derail me for a little while, but I do have an episode of the Disney Movie Marathon partially edited, so that should be out soon. I had 2 other episodes recorded as well that were originally planned for June, but that was before I got hired on at the new job and then immediately scheduled for a ton of hours during my last 2 weeks at the previous job, so I may not have time to finish those before July. We'll see what happens. But the reason they need to finish before July in order to go up soon is because, as per usual, I'm planning to do Christmas in July again. I've done Christmas in July on YouTube almost since the beginning of my channel, and that spread of the podcast once I started that, and this year was going to be no exception. I was actually planning July for months, long before I even applied to the new job, so I already have several episodes just waiting to be edited. As long as I can actually get them edited, there should be at least 3. I say at least because I had planned for more. I had plans for 5 for sure, but some have not yet been recorded and are currently being rescheduled. One is being turned into a 2-parter. So while I would like to do more, I'm trying to plan ahead realistically, and I don't want to overcommit. But either way, there is still a lot more content coming. It's just going to be a little more spread out than it has been. I'd love to have a very consistent weekly release schedule for everything, but podcasting and YouTube is still just a hobby, and in order for it to be an enjoyable one, I need to not push the envelope. Either way, I'm not going anywhere. I'll still do as much as I can. I love podcasting. I love talking to my friends about movies, good ones and bad ones, and sharing our conversations with all of you. So, until next time, thanks for listening, watching, and sticking with me. We'll see you in the next episode.